Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The uprising in Venezuela turns violent. Bullets flying, tear gas filling the streets as the country's opposition leader says it is time for President Maduro to step down. Jason.
This massive space is about to become Detroit's largest marijuana grow operation. We'll tell you how the owners say it's going to transform the neighborhood in a good way.
Okay, Jason, but we begin with fears of severe flooding in a Detroit neighborhood. A race against time as residents hold out hope that the water will stop rising. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5 here. The last thing folks living in the Jefferson-Chalmers neighborhood want is more rain or more wind pushing water onshore from Lake St. Clair.
And yet that is exactly what's coming. Ben Bailey is tracking a fresh round of showers marching toward Metro Detroit. We'll get to Ben in just a second.
But we want to start with Larry Spruill. He's live on the east side where they're filling sandbags up there. Larry?
Good evening, Kimberly and Devin. Sandbags are needed in this neighborhood, but it may be a little too late for this neighbor. Take a look. You can see water is already flooding over the canal into his yard, but follow me. I want to show you how the water is seeking down the street as well. I'm having my photographer, Zach, take his time. But as you can see right now, water is coming from his fence into the yard. Although sandbags may be a little too late for him, neighbors just down the street are taking full advantage. Scoop after scoop after scoop. Charles Mullins and his team are working around the clock, filling up these sandbags for the neighbors in need.
We worked until 10 last night, and then we just started again, and we'll be here as late as it takes tonight.
But the hard part is they can't fill them up quick enough for neighbors in this Jefferson-Chalmers neighborhood on Detroit's east side. Gregory Peterson lives near Lake St. Clair, and he knows what Mother Nature can do.
Last time we had to throw out carpet and furniture and stuff like that. So this time, you know, I guess we getting ready beforehand. So
that's why he's stocking up on sandbags.
About 10, 15.
Just in case. But it's too late for Gary Early.
This is the first time I've ever seen this. It's the water levels. The water levels are rising. It was just coming out here like a river, hitting the other side of the street and bouncing off the curb.
Early tells me he was not able to get sandbags, and with more rain on the way, he's hoping Mother Nature will have some pity on him the next go-round.
I was hoping it'd stop, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop.
Now, the good news is, if you can call it good news, is that sandbags will be available for neighbors throughout this neighborhood for the remainder of the night. Crews are urging people, I repeat, they are urging people in this area to grab them before the rain comes. We're live on Detroit's east side tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
We need to get a move on it. All right, Larry.
And from there, let's now turn to Ben. A lot of the flooding we saw is thanks to the wind and the high lake levels combining for this really disastrous situation. The rain not helping, Ben.
No, I mean, we'd like to see zero in the rainfall department till we get this situation under control, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Let's get the lay of the land where Larry is there in Jefferson-Chalmers. This is right along the Detroit River. You can see Belle Isle there in the southwest portion of your screen down here, and then that's Lake St. Clair, and this is what the concern is the water is just pushing those high lake levels right down the river and into some of these neighborhoods, and it's the direction of the wind that has us most concerned. And as of right now, it is out of the northeast, coming right off of Lake St. Clair, right down the river. These wind speeds aren't that incredibly high. I mean, we're talking 5 to 10 mile an hour winds, but with the lake levels so high, they're at really 30-year levels. It doesn't take a lot to move that water. And then by overnight into tomorrow morning, those wind speeds actually increase, even though they're coming out of the due east. That's still going to cause a problem. It's really not until a warm front goes through tomorrow around the noon hour that we start getting more of a southerly flow, which should help those folks out at least temporarily going into the later part of the week. But of course, we've got a lot of rain coming. Lakeshore flood advisories for Wayne, Monroe, Sand Lake, St. Clair. Still some issues down here in Lake Erie. Not a lot on the radar right now, but we will have some tonight. And we'll take a look at that, plus a severe storm threat for tomorrow. All in a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben. Chaos in Venezuela as attempts to oust current President Nicolas Maduro reaches its climax. Today, the country's opposition leader, Juan Guaido, made a play for the support of the nation's military. Maduro supporters rallied near the presidential palace as security forces went against the protesters using armored cars and firing on protesters with tear gas. Closer to home, the U.S. is monitoring the situation. The president, vice president, and secretary of state have all tweeted support to Guaido.
We see this now as a potentially dispositive moment in the efforts of the Venezuelan people to regain their freedom, which we fully support.
Guaido is calling for more protests and a massive march tomorrow, saying this is part of the final phase to get Maduro out of office.
Tonight, we can confirm a police investigation is now underway in the birth of a baby to a 13-year-old girl in Detroit. Firefighters had to revive the newborn after the mother gave birth in a toilet inside a home on Detroit's west side. Paula Tutman spent the day looking for answers into what happens next for both the mother and the child.
For neighbors who live on the very short street of Edinburgh on the city's far west side, there is concern. Word that a 13-year-old gave birth in her family's toilet is concerning, not only for the health and the well-being of a newborn and a young mother, but the question on the minds of neighbors today: who is having sex with a 13-year-old? A pedophile? A predator on the loose?
Age of the child and everything, and child being unconscious and stuff. Yeah, I'm very surprised with that there.
The Detroit Fire Department responded to the call Monday evening.
It was chaotic. You had the 13-year-old still in the bathroom after giving birth. She still had a lot of blood that was on the floor. The placenta was still connected to the baby. And with the baby not being responsive, you can tell that the tension was high in the room.
Off camera, but on the record, a family member tells Local 4 that the father of the child is a fellow teenager, that the 13-year-old girl had a sexual relationship with the boy, unbeknownst to the mother or any of the other siblings in the house. According to the girl's sister, no one knew she was pregnant because she is heavier in body type and was still having periods. No one knew she was pregnant until she gave birth last night.
She was a little out of it. She'd been bleeding a little bit, and she's 13 years old, so definitely I can't imagine how stressful it's been for her and then seeing her baby on the floor. But had her the same way. You just, okay, we went from one patient, got the baby up, and tend to her and put her on the ambulance as well.
The baby and the mother were taken to the hospital, where it is now less a family matter and more a matter for police, who are investigating the relationship between the teens and the household dynamics to determine if there was any abuse or neglect, or if this case will even be sent to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. And indeed, once that file hits the prosecutor's office, she will have to determine whether or not this case has prosecutorial merit. One thing I can say is, in talking to that little girl's sister, she was upset, she was hurt, she was obviously surprised. She's concerned that her sister is going to be harassed and bullied because word will actually get out. And I think we can't forget that there's a little girl involved in this who may or may not understand what this means to her life or her family. And so we certainly have to wish them well as well, because this is, there's just no good outcome with this, because what happens to the baby is even determined by what the prosecutor decides. And so we just have to really wish this family well. It's just tragic.
It certainly is. And trying to figure out exactly what the 13-year-old girl really understood about what she was going through as she was in it is going to be a mystery. Yeah. All right, Paula. Kim.
A semi rolls over, causing traffic backups in Wayne County. Take a look here. This is video from the scene on westbound I-94 near I-96. The ramp to I-96 East remains closed. Stick with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com for updates.
A new medical marijuana grow operation is set to break ground about 2 weeks from now, and when it's done next spring, it'll be the largest in the city.
Yeah, the 60,000 square foot facility is pulling the entire production process under one roof, from seed to sell. So let's bring in Jason Colthorpe for more on who's investing and who will be working there, Jason.
Yeah, that's really the story here, guys, because the people behind this are trying to change the perception that there is a lack of minorities in the cannabis industry locally and across the country. And the man leading the way, ironically enough, is a former prosecutor who headed up Wayne County's Drug Enforcement Unit. When the Value Save Food Center opened 17 years ago on Livernois, just west of the Lodge, there was a lot of extra space. Before that, it was a Farmer Jack distribution center.
We're going to put in approximately a $4 to $6 million development.
The distribution will continue, but instead of produce, it will be pot.
You see where it's purple here, all the way down? That's where all the operation is going to go.
In a space that was most recently a daycare, Green Cure Wellness and Southeast Provisioning will set up a multiple license grow operation, 2 processing centers and a provisioning center.
We grow it, and then we'll process it, and then we sell it to the patients from seed to sale.
What's great about the site is it sits back away from the community. So no one will know that it's there. It's going to be very discreet. It won't be a nuisance to the area at all, but it'll be beautiful.
When this operation is up and running, they expect to have about 80 people working here, and that will include some people who've been convicted of marijuana-related offenses.
We got a lot of people that were locked up because of the way the laws were.
Ricky Martin lives right around here. He knows plenty of people with drug priors who would benefit from being trained to work at this new facility.
I think that anything that will help people adjust and get back into society, because a lot of times you come out of prison, there's nothing there. All the doors are closed.
Yeah, and they want to open some doors here with this. The cannabis training program will train Detroiters for all the jobs from growing to processing and even help them become business owners if they want to. And if you're wondering, yes, there will be heavy security at this place with 24/7 surveillance and armed security patrols going 24 hours a day through there as well.
One of the questions that we get a lot, and in fact this question has come into a lot of the medical marijuana dispensaries, is when can people start, now that it's passed as recreational marijuana, when can people actually start purchasing it that way?
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit as we did some of those stories, and I think people want to move the timeline up. It's still not until next January, when at the very earliest, where people will be able to walk in there and get it legally.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
Here's something you don't hear all that often. 2 of your favorite game shows making headlines tonight.
Yeah, first, a brand new job title for Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak, and that job is right here in Michigan.
And it was a bit of a nail-biter. James Holzhauer wins by the slimmest of margins on Jeopardy. We'll show you the one significant number that some say proves that fate is on his side right now. Nick?
Outer Drive on Detroit's west side, one of the worst roads in all of Wayne County. It's being worked on as we speak. While the county, though, says that this project and 98 others still aren't enough.
Amazon has made shopping simple, and now they form a partnership with Ford to take convenience to the next level.
I would totally do that. That's very convenient. Amazon is way too big. They've got too much going on.
How much security are you willing to give up for the sake of convenience?